It's going to be a very interesting few years, and let's see what develops. But I'm also interested to see what you're working on. So we'll see as you get to release more information on it. We're looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I think, again, it's the most exciting of times, the most terrifying of times. But, would you live in any other time?
No, and what a fucking time to be alive. This is the greatest moment in all of humanity because we've got a civilization scale event happening and we get to see it.
And I think the wonderful thing is people don't believe they have agency or they can be a part, and they do. Like now what we've done is every single person that applies to our company, doesn't matter what, you have to do a 30-minute course on Cursor, this coding AI. Even if you're doing HR or whatever, because anyone can use it, or Replit Agent. Yeah. 30 minutes on that, and you suddenly, I can build apps. Like what is that? Just like you use Notebook LM. So everyone who's listening to this should use Replit Agent and should use Notebook LM once. And your entire view on this changes because you're like, well, this is coming. I'm scared. You're like, I can do things.
And deep research. That's the other one.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, deep research. It's crazy. And it's still not very good in terms of, it can be better.
It will get better. Tomorrow will be better than today. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, and think of this again, like the way you have to view in the future is that you're typing an essay or something like that on your laptop, and you'll say, look, I want you to give me 15 versions of this that make it better, and then take it down to 3 and explain the changes. I'll be back tomorrow. You close your laptop, and then overnight it does all this analysis. It does a nice report to you. It knows exactly what you like and don't like. And it shows you all these different things. Like, I've been here and there, and I've done this and that. And that's just going to change the way that we work, right? I won't know that you're an AI. And the way that AIs will enter our workforce is remote work. And they will be completely indistinguishable. You can have that call with the AI. And again, the example is go and use Notebook LM at Google. It's free. Upload 100 PDFs or the most complex stuff, and then call in and talk to the AI live. And you're like, oh yeah, that's coming. Like all of a sudden, these are experts that you can Slack with.
Yeah, so I've got on the Real Vision platform, I've built a Raoul bot in my voice, which is trained on all of my free content. And that's my Twitter feed. That is my every free video I've put out. And I gave it 100 books that matter to me, wine books to finance books. And you can talk to me in real time about all of the topics that are me.
And by the end of this year, next year, you'll be able to arrange a Zoom call with it.
Yeah, exactly right. Because we've already got a video version of me out. They're all going to merge into one thing, which is you get to have a one-on-one with me.
Completely real time. And then it'll know about each one of your listeners as well. Each person subscribing. It will know their individual stuff. It will have memory. And so again, all of a sudden, you're reproducible.
Yes.
And that's scary and crazy. And under IP law and other things like that, there'll be jurisdictions that can copy you, which is even scarier. I got into this when I stopped being a hedge fund manager and my son was diagnosed with autism. And I built an AI team for that. And I worked on a UN AI project for COVID and to get the technology. And I was like, what I really want to build is AI that matters for humans. Education, healthcare, government. Who's building that AI? And especially we talked about earlier, these biases. You want to be able to control the data and the models and have that as infrastructure, AI for every regulated industry. And those need open data. So we designed a project called the Intelligent Internet where we're building that. So you'll have open data sets and models for every nation, every country, utilizing crypto principles as well. We're figuring out currency and other elements around that.
So, you talked about this in our very first conversation is like, we need a globalized, specialized AI for different countries, different areas, all of this stuff.
Yeah, and you're seeing countries saying that right now because you think about your kids, your nephews, your nieces, whatever. You want to know what's in the AI that teaches them because they will trust that more than anything. Like, again, if you try Grok sexy mode, which, Apple might have an
Really?
issue.
Is that what you've been doing in your spare time?
I have to test the technologies, man. You try these things, they're crazy. Like, we will trust the AIs more than we trust anyone.
For sure.
And so I view the world as basically having 3-4 different types of AI. Your super genius polymath AIs. And that's your Anthropics, Googles, and others, multi-billion-dollar things. Like R1 didn't show the scaling didn't work. It just showed that you can make things more efficient, but scaling still helps, right?
Yeah.
Then you've got your personal AIs. Apple AI is a bit stupid now, but Alexa's now smart. And Alexa has memory. Alexa will be very convincing telling you stuff. And your Google AI or a Tencent AI. Then you've got these open weight AIs like Llama and other things, but Meta's already selling weight parts of the latent space for advertising. Like the CPM, I think the study just done out for language models is like 10, 20 times larger than for normal Google search.
Really, they're already putting advertising on this stuff.
Yeah. Sundar Pichai said in the last Google earnings call, we're going to be selling space inside the latent space. So rather than Razor, it'll say Gillette, and things like that.
Jesus.
Of course they are. That's the business model. But there's the open weight models. Again, you don't know what's inside them. But then I think for every regulated industry, you need open data, open weight models. And the way models are trained is curriculum learning. Base models are your generalized knowledge, high school. Then you've got your specialization. Then you have your localization. And you actually train them one after the other. So I was like, that should be open infrastructure. And can we have that from a crypto-economic perspective? So actually, like, we'll be coming up with our white paper soon. I can talk about it briefly. It was like Bitcoin has provisioned loads of compute. What if we had the same, creating a store of value that's a blue chip asset, but using that compute to build these models and then putting compute in every nation to secure that? Then you have a currency that's linked to intelligence, that's helping everyone go through their cancer journey.
This is like a proof of compute, essentially.
Proof of beneficial compute, yeah.
Okay, right.
Like, you've got core teams working and using the outputs, and a lot of the Bitcoin miners have actually become AI miners now, but they've got nothing to run.
That's right.
But we need to build this because I don't want a marketplace initiative for my kids' education. I want to have a very high trust asset that's built fully as the model that teaches my kid. I don't want it to tell my kid that Gillette is the best a man can get, It might be. So I think that we can build open infrastructure that way.